"And you let him go?" gasped Ruby Bee. "I didn't let him do anything. He didn't call to get my permission, just to let me know where he'll be and why I won't hear from him." I threw a hickory nut into the water and waited for it to surface. It did not oblige. I wondered if piranhas were feasting on it. Ruby Bee wasn't interested in nature. "What did you say to that?" "I told him to watch out for headhunters." "But not a word about your, condition? Are you as plumb loco as Dimson Buchanan?" I raised my eyebrows. "Is that what we call it these days? A condition?" "Yes, missy," she said as she picked up the picnic basket. "We call it a condition. We also call it a predicament. You can't spend the next 7 months sitting here like a wart on a widow's chin, you know." Sitting here is a lot more amusing than peeing on strips of plastic. I have enough of those to build a model of the Eiffel Tower. Run along and let me decide what I'm going to do about this so-called condition. For a moment, I thought she was going to whack me with the picnic basket. She managed to get herself under control, then said, "You ain't thinking about—" "I am thinking about all of my options. If I have to climb all the way to the top of Cotter's Ridge to get some privacy, I will, even if it means I'll end up covered with chiggers and ticks. Or tiggers and chicks, if you prefer." I watched her stomp back toward the highway, smiling when I noticed that she'd left the containers of fried chicken and fudge cake next to the tree. For the record, Jack is a charming man with a lopsided, contagious grin. His hair is shaggy, and whenever he runs his fingers through it, I melt. His favorite attire, except in certain adult situations, is denim. He makes divine blueberry muffins and shares the Sunday newspaper. Neither of us can solve a Sudoku puzzle, but we make a hell of a team tackling crossword puzzles. Most importantly, he was the sperm donor. It takes two to tangle. Dahlia Buchanan grunted as she tried to lift the double stroller onto the porch. It was heavy to begin with, but even more burdensome with bulgy diaper bags hanging from the handle and boxes of juice in the back pocket. Kevin kept telling her to leave it on the lawn, but she didn't trust that filthy old fool Raz not to steal it from under her nose. She was pretty sure he'd stolen her panties off the line a few weeks back. Kevy Jr. and Rosemarie were racing around the yard, yapping like wolf pups. Her precious Daisy was snoozing in the playpen, although it was a wonder how she could do it with all the commotion. Dahlia wheezed sadly as she remembered what it was like before she'd had the twins and then Daisy. She and Kevin had used to sit on the porch swing and spoon, or even sneak off to do the sort of things that Brother Verber railed about from the pulpit every Sunday morning. Back then, she'd been Kevin's love goddess, his honey bunny, his beloved for all eternity. These days, she was a short-order cook, a janitor, a nurse's aide, and a full-time employee at a laundrette. She almost squealed when a male voice right behind her said, "You want some help, pretty lady?" It sure weren't Raz, she realized, as she reeled around to gape at the man. He was tall, like Kevin, but his hair was slick like a televangelist's, and he was dressed right nice in trousers and a short-sleeved shirt with a tiny logo. He had a funny little mustache that could have been drawn with a crayon. He looked to be a few years older than Kevin, but there was something familiar about him. She squinted more closely at him. "Do I know you?" "You sure do, Dahlia O'Neill. Well, Mrs. Kevin Buchanan now, ain't it?" "Maybe," she said suspiciously. Chuckling, he picked up the stroller and set it on the porch. "Got a couple of wild ones, I see," he said, gesturing at Kevy Jr. and Rose.